What up, world? This is D the Prophet. We got Jay.
R the Great in the building.
Woo, this is Blended Views. I'm so happy to be back, JR. I missed you last week.
Hey, man,
real quick, just give me a recap of what I missed.
All right, man, look, you was here in spirit, by the way. You know what I mean, man? We had, I shouted you out, man. I made sure everybody knew, you had some business to attend to. So yeah. You're back.
I'm back.
I'm happy. Blended Views.
Wait.
Yeah.
What's that?
Okay. I thought we was going to get to it, but we might as well right now.
Let's put it on blast, man.
All right. So, Blended View 614, man, we got a banner, y'all check us out over here. We representing. We making moves.
And we only on show 5, folks. I mean, it's something small, but we got big things coming up, and that's something part of it, man. This is a brand. This is who we are.
Yeah, and we definitely making strides, man. This is going to be a great thing that we're working on. Every step that we make is going to be a step to success. Mm-hmm. And I can't see it no other way, man. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy D the Prophet is my co-host. So,
wait a minute, what are you wearing, bro? Like, I thought when we made this show, I would be the one who looks fresh.
Hey, man, listen, first of all, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm too cool not to be fresh. So just because I don't have a t-shirt on this week, you know what I mean? I got me a fly hat though. The hat matches, I keep a hat. And I like this floral shirt. And it was in honor of you not being here last week. That's why I did it. Okay. I forgot to wear it last week because you not being here, that was like our blend or whatnot. But since you here, you back. I wanted to rock, you know what I'm saying? It got a little print on it, man, I don't know what these are, flamingos or something.
I thought they're like little mosquito thingies and flies,
butterflies,
colorful flies.
Whatever it is, it matched the hat, man. Nike, man. Just do it, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to give y'all a quick recap, man, so we can get this show on the road, man. We got a great show for y'all this week. Big things, man. Last week we had 2 Centralians on the show. One of my frat brothers by the name of Jamie Minor.
Okay.
He works at the Columbus State Community College.
Right.
He works in the engineering department. Mm-hmm. And he has a engineering program for high school students over the summer. Yeah. He also works at LA Fitness. Okay. And also we had Micah Harris, also a Centralian. She is a yoga instructor. Yep. A beach bum. Was a yoga beach bum. And she does fitness. She's a fitness enthusiast. So her whole style was sleek, healthy. And with that, we was challenged. She wanted to challenge me in a white chicken chili cook-off.
Oh, jeez.
So
and I've had this chicken chili. Yeah. So tell me the results. What happened?
Hey, man, I should have brought the trophy because I made a trophy, but I'm always the champ, man. I'm gonna be the champ. I mean, that's what I do. When I do it, I do it. But I won, man. We had 3 judges. One of my frat brothers, one of the studio buddies, Clarence. He does a show here, and Jamie. Which was on here with us. He also judged, and it was a landslide. You know what I mean? It was unanimous.
Were there any votes for the competition?
No.
Oh, wow.
And that's only because I'm the truth at what I do. So I put my foot in it. I put my elbow in it. I put a little grease on it, and it turned out amazing. You know what I mean? It's a little spicy with a little sweetness to it. Yep. So I won, and I'm gonna keep winning. I heard we having a chili cook-off at the school.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm gonna bring my chili, and hopefully I win that as well. But for the most part, man, that was the show. We talked about some fitness things, man, going into the fall, how to stay fit, what to drink, what to eat. They gave us some tips on everything. So you can actually catch that show. We have it on the Facebook Blended View 614 page. Okay. We got some clips. We'll have them back on the show eventually, man, while you here, so we can, introduce, catch up, and we keep it moving, man. So it was a beautiful thing, though, man. But we missed you, though.
Yeah. Well, tonight folks, is going to be, and I'm going to use this word, legendary.
Legendary.
You'll notice we got an empty seat in the studio.
Yes, sir.
It's about to get filled. And I don't want to toot too many horns yet, but a younglegend.com, Amara Legget's going to be in the studio with us. Phenom at the age of 16, graduated college and high school.
Did you hear him?
College and high school at 16. So the wisdom that she's about to tell you, trust and believe, you're going to want a pen and paper tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Take these notes.
Yeah, man. She's I've seen her speak at the school, man.
Yeah.
He brought her into the school, and the impact that I saw on those kids, faces, knowing that, hey, she was a young legend. It was amazing. It was inspiring, man. It even motivated me, to keep going. So I'm very excited, man, to hear what she has to tell us.
Wisdom
tonight.
has no age, folks.
Not at all.
She's going to prove it tonight.
For sure.
So, man, I want to get right into sports.
Okay.
We got to get into it. There's a lot of things that are going on this week.
Yeah.
First off, Bengals are 2-0, correct?
Bengals are 2-0.
So this may be our year. So keep our fingers crossed, Cincinnati.
I don't know, man. They always do good, then they get to the playoffs and blow it, man. So yeah, but I mean, hey, Cleveland doing pretty good too.
Right.
I mean,
they playing tonight, right?
Are they? Dang, I should know the Thursday sports.
We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that. I don't know yet. But sports. My fantasy, I'm in 2 leagues.
Okay.
The first league, I am 0-2.
Really?
Yeah, man. I ain't doing too good. But that's okay. You can start off, but it's always changed. I done picked up some good people off the waivers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. I'm focused. I played one of my frat brother Crooks this week, man. He got a good team. He's expected to win, but I think I'm going to come through in the clutch, man. I got some little hidden beats I'm going to drop on him. But and then in my other league, I'm 1-1. I'm doing pretty good too. So
doing your thing.
Yeah, it's okay, man. But I like fantasy though.
Let's Ohio State.
Okay. He's back.
Who's back?
Herb
is back.
Okay.
The Buckeyes did fine without him.
Yeah, they did. And I heard my man got a $500,000 bonus check. The interim coach.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he took on a nice role and he kept the tempo. He showed up. Yeah,
and
so that's
TCU's
good.
a tough team. The Bullfrogs show up every year.
That was a great game, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent game.
Mm-hmm.
If you caught it, if not, Big Ten Network, go check it out.
It
was nice. Yeah,
reshowing it
for
again.
sure.
But what happened with this Urban Meyer TV talk? A lot of controversy going on with him.
Yeah.
With how he kind of did too much.
Yeah, he did too much, but he also, I think, just kind of put himself in a position to where he made himself look a little guilty in what they were accusing him of.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. A lot of people were just saying, "Hey, Urban, you're back. Just get back to football. That's it. Let's cut it."
Yep.
But hey, man, he know what he's doing. He's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
And
when you get in front of a camera, you kind of want to over-explain yourself. You get nervous
sometimes
in the lights.
Definitely.
And you have a lot on your mind. He's been out.
Yeah.
And this is his first time really in front of the camera to really explain the situation.
Yeah.
And a lot came out.
Yeah.
And he probably less would have been enough.
Yeah, less is more.
Yes.
Just keep
less
it simple.
Is definitely more.
But
simple.
Yeah, that's hey, he's the coach. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he did. So I think he's gonna be all right. They're gonna come this week, and I think they're gonna do pretty good for sure.
And you got to move on.
Yeah, simple as that. And they miss him, and I know they're gonna be all right with him. So that's a good deal.
Last thing on sports I want to talk about. Well, actually, 2 things. The news is out. Mayweather and Pacquiao are going at it again.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even know that, man. That's real.
Yes.
Coming to you first from Blended View 614.
Mayweather,
Pacquiao.
Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao have signed the deal. It's happening.
Again.
I don't know the date. I don't know when. Do you think this is 2 old men that just need to hang it up, or?
I love to see Floyd fight, and I liked the fight last year. I enjoyed it.
Against McGregor?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
It was. But I think, hey, you do what you do when you do it, and if they know they're businessmen at the end of the day as well.
Exactly. It's still going to draw millions of dollars.
Exactly. And everybody said it was controversial the first time they fought too. So hey,
come on now.
I think that'd be all right.
Some people get better with age.
Yeah, man, Benjamin Button style.
And that kind of leads to my second thing. I was listening to 105.7, the fan radio here in Columbus, and they talking about Tom Brady.
Okay.
And this is something I want the fans to be thinking about of Blend of You 614. Greater quarterback of all time, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. I just want to throw it out there.
Yeah, that's it.
And
don't give us no feedback.
I want it to settle
next week.
And we're going to tackle that next week.
Week. Somebody said Patriot Nation, so they root for Tom all day.
Okay, well.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll debate on that.
Yeah.
I'll come with my facts.
Right.
You come with your facts.
Yeah, and let's do it.
And I want the audience to come with their facts as well of who they think is the greater quarterback of all time. I don't want to say greatest because there's other people that are in that bracket.
For sure.
For this time period that we live in, could be one of those two. So
that's what's up.
Anything else you want to talk about with sports?
I'm so excited, man, about our guests.
Oh, yes.
So I skipped the sports, man. We did it. We talked about it. It is what it is.
Yep.
And we're going to go to break. And once we go to break, she'll be here.
Yep.
She'll be in the seat. And we're gonna do it like we do it big. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned here and catch us in the air. If you're not, man, tell somebody. We live. We live.
Holla at you, Mazda boys.
Mazda boys.
Time out.
This one says, I want to be Dua Lipa when I grow up. Still true. So Dua supported.
I'd like to start by sharing a story with you about a girl who received all A's and loved to learn as she's walking through the hallways of middle school. She was made fun of because her shoes were not by a brand that was widely accepted by other middle school students. Yet she thought they looked good. All of a sudden, that girl who loved to learn hated walking through those same hallways, dreading a subject that was out of her control. Now, fast forward to a College Credit Plus meeting that would eventually change her life forever. The chance to start taking college classes and receive dual credit. She met with her college counselor to register for classes, only to hear that this program really is not made for students like her. But this was a chance for that girl to love learning again without judgment at a school she would later love walking through the hallways of. She was not going to let one person tell her that a free college program was not made for her. I'm sure you're dying to know who this girl is. I am that girl.
Folks, a young legend, which is here tonight, is an entrepreneur, blogger, and inspirational speaker. She graduated high school and college at the ripe young age of 16 years old. Her decision to dedicate part of her life to sharing her experiences with similar students has been her dream. She encourages the use of the dual enrollment program for a financially healthy future. Her passion extends to teaching others business and branding at an early age. Blended View 614, I want to welcome Amara Legget to the show. How you doing tonight, Amara?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We are blessed. JR?
Yeah, this is truly an honor to have you in our presence today, man. We really are excited about interviewing you and hearing your story, man. It's very inspiring and motivational. So yeah.
And since you came to the school,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been nonstop. The kids just talking about the classes they want to enroll in high school, just
That's
to get
amazing.
up to that point.
Yeah.
And the sixth graders, seventh graders in the room, they're motivated. And clearly that passion that you're bringing, we want to dig into that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, see where that mindset, because like we said at the beginning of the show, wisdom does not have an age at all.
Not at all.
You can get wisdom from a 5-year-old student. Some of those kindergartners, I learned a lot more than some of the veteran teachers. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Definitely.
So
before I start, I just want to make sure, if you just make sure you into the mic, we want to hear everything clearly. We want to make sure we get all of this.
Nice and loud, right in the
Sounds
mic.
good.
There we go. There we go.
All right. So just to start out, I'm just gonna grill you first off. So what makes you legendary? You're already branding yourself as a young legend.
Mhm.
And some other cat's gonna come and say, well, I graduated at 15.
Right.
So what separates you from every other person who's gonna try to take your brand?
That's a great question. I think that I would say what separates me from other people
Mhm.
is that I've created a business around
Okay.
my accomplishment. So that's
Yep.
one. But two, I would say what makes me a young legend
Yes.
and what makes my stage name is that since I've been 14 when I started taking college classes,
Mhm.
every decision I have been making is to leave a legendary accomplishment
Yeah.
so that it can be written in the history books.
That's
Exactly.
And it can be talked about long after I'm gone. And
Mhm.
it's something where I'm leaving a legacy.
yes.
I
Okay.
realized that before I was 14, I love people who leave a legacy,
Yes.
people who have changed lives, not even to people around them, but their grandchildren.
Mhm.
So I guess that would be my accomplishment and what I've done different than a lot of the other early graduates, which it's amazing that I have to compete with other graduates because the opportunity for kids to start taking college classes
Mhm.
early is amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. And what we want to know is so how was that process though?
Mhm.
To graduate at 16, I know it had to be intense. I know it had to be sacrificial. Give us a little breakdown of that whole process.
Absolutely. So I attended a College Credit Plus meeting while I was in middle school, 8th grade to be exact.
Okay.
And at the time, I attended a STEM middle school where I had taken high school classes, actually 7 after I left middle school.
Mhm.
And I realized this was a good opportunity. It was something that I wanted to try for myself.
Mhm.
And all the knowledge and the possibility was there.
Yeah.
And because it was the first year of rolling out this program,
Mhm.
there was a lot of kinks that had to be worked out.
Gotcha.
And that would show up later. But when I started taking college classes at 14, I took one at my high school and one at Columbus State Community College. And I instantly loved it.
Mhm.
I loved the atmosphere. I loved the pace. And I loved the challenge because before I had received all A's.
Gotcha.
It wasn't that much effort. And I started to devalue my education.
Mm.
So when I started taking college classes, I'm like, this is amazing. Why
Yeah.
haven't I done this before? This is something that everybody needs to try and see if they can start taking college
Yeah.
classes early
Mhm.
for free,
Mhm.
leaving an impact on their financially, their
Future, yeah.
decisions, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what like the biggest hurdle you faced taking college classes at such a young age? Like
Yeah.
you're going into the room with, I mean, when I was in college at 20 years old, you might be with some 40-year-old cats
Right.
Yeah.
in there, So what's some hurdles that you faced? How did you overcome those hurdles?
I would say the overall thing that allowed me to accomplish and pass through those obstacles is sticking with my plan.
Okay.
Mm.
I made a very strategic plan, and I said I'm not gonna divert from this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there were some issues showed up where I had to change my schedule.
Gotcha.
I had to change the amount of credit hours I needed, and I'm
Okay.
like, ugh, it's getting a little
Intense.
yeah,
Challenging. Right.
I needed to plan out everything strategically
Mhm.
because I was worried
Okay.
that because it was an early program, there's a couple things that could arise.
Mhm.
One is that you can start taking classes that end up not applying to your program.
Ah. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
about
You can
college,
take
right?
something that you're interested in, but it doesn't apply to the program that you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm majoring in computer science, but I was achieving an associate of science degree.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I could want to take a computer science class, but
Mhm.
I had to make sure it applies. And that was the biggest obstacle that came my last semester. I went in to enroll in classes, and she said, "You're not on track to graduate."
Mm.
I told her, "That can't happen."
Right. What I got to do, what I got to
applied
do.
to college
Right.
already. I had gotten accepted. I knew where I was going. I was actually moving out of state at the time.
Mhm.
And I was like, we got to figure this
Yeah,
out.
let's do it.
Yeah.
And she said, well, maybe you could take like an extra class, the following semester because you're going to get a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we ended up figuring it out where a class was excused because of everything. It was actually an HTML course that I had taken to learn programming.
Yeah, that's
And-
good.
And I was worried about that. And I tried to prevent it as much as possible. But luckily, it ended up applying, and I was able to graduate. I took 18 college credits on top of an internship that I was taking at Columbus State. And I was overwhelmed at that number because I had never taken that much
18
before.
credits, right.
But I will say I have come out on top. I passed every class. I planned it so that I was still doing what I like to do. Like
Yes.
I took a Spanish class,
Mhm.
Right.
which I've learned Spanish a couple other times. I had taken high school classes in middle school, so I had 2 years of Spanish. But I made sure that I still passed. I still graduated on time,
Mhm.
which was my 2-year plan.
Yeah.
At 14, I made a plan to graduate, and I said, this has to happen.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I don't
How-
want to do it at 17. I want to do it at 16.
How did you map that out? Because a plan can start up here. We got a lot of
Absolutely.
plans.
Yeah,
I mean, just
we
with
do.
Blended View 614, we've got plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you break it down into like where you've gotten now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. I took a piece of paper. I wrote out based off of semesters.
Okay.
So sometimes it can vary. It can be short-term and long-term goals, usually a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like how much you want to sell in a week and a month. And sometimes it's 6 months to a year and 5 years. I have 5-year plans as well. But for that case, it was semester by semester.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I figured out how many classes I need to take in high school
Mhm.
and how many classes I need to take in college and make sure that I wasn't overusing the amount of credit hours that was allotted to me.
Gotcha.
So it was a total of, I think, 30. And it just depended on how many high school and college classes you took.
Yeah.
But you had to make sure you didn't go over that or you can pay extra. And I
Okay.
did end up going over one class, which was attainable. But 2-year plan, wrote it out on paper, semester by semester. I mean, every detail was
Yeah,
strategic.
strategic
strategic.
details key.
Yeah.
That's what's I mean this is information that everybody should know, especially like parents with children that they know they're advanced or they just want to challenge them more because now the education can get a little boring for our students and to have a program or something that they can filter into and challenge themselves, that'd be great.
Mhm.
But I think we're going on a good pace, man. If we could take a quick break, man. we'll come back and we'll have more live with Amara Legget, everybody, man. Thank you.
Holla at you, Mazda boys.
Mazda boys.
Check, check, check.
There we go.
What up, world? We are back. This is D the Prophet.
JR the Great.
And we got Amara Legget here in the studio, a young legend.
Yes, a young legend, man. Legendary, man. Phenom, man. We're excited to have you here. Truly, man. That's great. When I saw you at the school, it was very touching to see the students, get their view on you. Blended views, by the way. But the view was good because, sometimes it can be challenging in school, especially when we bring people in to talk to the kids, to get their attention the way that you did. And for them to actually tune in and retain what you were saying, because like you said, we've been getting a lot of feedback since you came in to speak.
And we've had speakers come in.
Yeah.
But you can tell after about the first 2 minutes, all right, they're gonna start looking. They're gonna find something to
touch, feelings, play with each other, right?
Yeah.
All that good stuff. But you did awesome.
Thank you.
You did an awesome job. And Mr. Dolan, D the Prophet, knew that we had to have you on the show, so we definitely made that happen.
Yes.
And we're glad that you're
especially
here.
being with our first poetry slam, because those events really mean a lot to the students. So to have a guest speaker, it's a moment where you have an aura about you that I'm excited to see where you're gonna take this, because that aura and that confidence, and I kind of want to take it into the TED Talk real quick, because that's when the first time I seen you, and just the confidence you bring to stage. Can you kind of give us what led up to that TED Talk, the process, and then a follow-up? You're on the main stage,
Right.
How that felt. So kind of a two-part question.
Yeah, that's
so
okay.
Go right ahead.
I would say that I manifested the opportunity. So I'm going to talk about the law of attraction.
Spoke it into existence.
Yeah, the universe, the law of attraction is real.
So
That's
I wrote out a
wonderful.
2018 goal list of the things that I wanted to achieve.
Affirmation.
And I think number 2 was do a TED Talk. Number 1 is be on the Ellen Show.
All right.
And I talk about it a lot.
Yep.
And I put it in every speech because I'm manifesting that.
Yes.
So number 2 was do a TED Talk. And the high school that I had graduated from sent out an email to the students and I think the community to say we're having open mic night auditions to speak at TEDx New Albany.
Okay.
I had no idea they had a TEDx chapter in my city, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going.
Yeah.
And as
Put it in
I
motion.
walked up on the stage,
Shout out Mitch.
at my high school that I was soon to graduate from, all I could do was tell my story.
Yeah.
I had no structure. I had no plan in sight. for what I would talk about when I got to the red circle carpet.
Gotcha.
So I went up there and told my story, and after I stopped rambling,
Yeah.
everybody just kind of looked. They were like, "Oh my gosh," and it was dead silent. I'm like, "Did I talk too
Right.
much?"
Was this good or was it bad?
Yeah, and they started asking. They were like, hands were raised. So what can I do? I'm a senior in high school, about to graduate in a couple of months. Is there something I can do now?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, of course you can. And since that moment, when I went onto the red circle carpet, I said, I have to tell people how to make a plan so good you can do anything. And make the impossible possible.
Yeah.
So I made that strategic plan that I spoke about.
Yeah.
And I only put in what I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it came out to be a lot. It came out to be a 9-minute speech. But I only said what I have found, my Google alerts, and creating a goals list and reading about the law of attraction. That was only something I had discovered myself. So I manifested it and I spoke. And after that moment, I said, I got to do this more often.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I feel like I'm impacting people. I can look them in their eye and tell them it is possible.
Yeah.
So
it's official. Like, this is not a joke. It's not a lie. This
it's
is
real.
This is not some made up brand. Like,
Right.
this is you. It's 100% Amara Legget, a young legend. And with that, how did it feel on stage?
it felt nerve-wracking and it felt great. So before I walked out on stage, I was really nervous. I was, pacing back and forth. My heart was just, jumping out of my body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
There's so many people out there, the lights, and it was so crowded backstage, and they were putting the mic on me, and it was bad. And the person who went on before me, I looked at her, and she could tell I was nervous because I had never spoken like this before.
Yeah.
And she said, I had to think back, and sometimes I forget it, and I have to tell myself this. She said, you're scared. She said, I get it. But once you've done that frightening thing, it's going to be 10 times better.
Yeah.
And imagine yourself walking out and then coming backstage and saying, oh my God, I did it.
Right.
And she said, you are here for them.
Yeah.
They are here to listen to you, and that's all you can give them is your story and 100% your attention, and give them your eye contact. That's all you can give. And if you mess up, that's okay.
Right.
Because the TED organization is so supportive that if you mess up, you're still going to tell your story and you're still going to blow people away.
Yes.
So
that's pretty deep because I can only imagine. Now myself, I actually published a book.
Oh, okay.
I did.
That's
and
amazing.
thank you. And it's called Hiccups. We all have them. And I actually had the opportunity to speak in a couple, different audiences, but never to that TED Talk experience.
Yeah.
And me and D the Prophet, we talk about it all the time. Like, that's something that we want to do.
Oh yeah.
And so for you to come on the show and let us know that it's done and you can do it and give us some insight and everything is very inspiring. It's very motivational. And so with that being said, speaking on the book per se, is that something that you are interested in or working towards? I speak on hiccups all the time because, I look at it as challenges that we go through. Some people may call them hurdles or obstacles, and, I call them hiccups, and I say we all have them, meaning anybody and everybody, because, from a baby, you don't even know when they're coming. You don't know sometimes how to get rid of them. But at the same token, it's something that comes and goes. And as we have life challenges, it's the same thing. So with that, I wanted to know your hiccups along the way. And also, is there an Amara Legget type of story in book form coming or not?
Yes. Great question.
Yes.
So a couple of the hiccups that came on on my journey, I guess, to where I am now.
Mhm.
A lot of people call it success,
Yeah.
what I'm at, but I wouldn't say that's just the beginning.
Don't be modest. You're successful.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
have
really
so
are.
much, and I have, a lot of my life to go.
Yes.
The biggest hiccup was being told I wouldn't graduate early. That was the
Mhm.
biggest.
Okay.
Because I had planned it for so long. And I'd probably say a lot of the other ones, at the very beginning, my hiccup was figuring out how I could start a business without some of the resources that people say you need to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have always been passionate about business since 7th grade, and 8th grade I actually did a presentation about how to start a business and did not have a business. But I felt like I knew enough
Hey,
to
hey.
tell everybody.
Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it, right?
Absolutely.
You know? Hey.
So
Yes.
at that point, I went through a period of self-discovery
Okay.
because before that moment, and like I mentioned in my TEDx talk, I was made fun of for not just my shoes, but for a lot of other things. And I love school,
Mhm.
and they made me feel like that was not,
Cool.
like it was not cool to love school and to think outside of the box.
Right.
Mhm.
And get outside of those stereotypes and everything that had been set for me
Mhm.
before I was born.
Mhm.
So since that moment, I started my blog, which I considered my business.
Oh
yeah.
okay.
I made business cards a couple weeks after I did it. I purchased a 99-cent domain name with my free website, and now my blog is an addition to my brand.
Yes.
So I've since created an income from my blog. And that was because I started putting out the things that I only had in my head
Mhm.
in writing and sending it to people who are my subscribers and posting that on social media. So that was where my business started, and that hiccup was probably the worst, and it took a really long time for me to find that. So biggest hiccup is figuring out my business, because I was passionate about it. I mean, I loved every moment of it. And since my blog, I share stories of other kids.
Yes.
I
I've
use
seen
it
that.
as a platform
Yes.
to share other people's stories. So.
Yes. That's dope. I witnessed that as well. That was pretty inspiring too, to see that, because I'm pretty sure you were inspired through them as well as them through you, and for you to put a platform or set up something for them to be exposed and get exposure as well. That's pretty dope. A young
Yeah.
legend. What is it? A young legend.
Yes, I call them young legends.
And you can check it out on
My blog.
your blog,
Yes.
which is titled A Young Legend.
Yes.
Okay, so check her out.
Yes.
A Young
Subscribe.
Legend.
Hit her up. The book. So
So
Is
to
there a
answer
book
that
coming?
question, I have a book coming out in October. It will be released, and I have a book launch set for November,
All right.
early November. So it is a book launch and it's a book signing. So it is open to the public, and you can find details of that, which will be coming out soon, on my website.
okay.
And if you follow me on social media, which you can get through my website, you can stay updated on
Yes.
all that stuff,
Yes.
because it's coming along day to day.
Yes.
I'm really excited because I want the public to know. I'm trying to get as many kids to come as possible.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because my book will not only talk about my story, but the stories that kids and parents need to have early on.
Mhm.
It will also talk about the resources you have around you that you
Yes.
underestimate.
Yes. That's
Because
the way about the
everyone
community, right
has
there.
access to success, which I believe strongly, and I've realized that with my 99-cent domain name.
Hey.
And I talk about that all the time, because you feel like you're overwhelmed by all the information if you want to start a business. But not even that, if you want to start building your brand, which kids don't really do. And I want them to know that success can find you
Mhm.
if you start building your brand today.
Yeah. That's
So it is coming out
It's good
October. Yeah, I'm really excited.
and you
to
said the
have-
book launch / book signing is in November.
Yes.
Okay.
And then book
Yeah.
tour.
Yes, I'm I'm going to start having book signings in other cities,
Yes.
possibly the New York area
Yes.
in later November.
Okay.
I'll be speaking at a couple conferences there, and I want to, share my story there and a couple other places. So if anybody has ideas for a city, I'm open to it, and I want to make it happen because I think the world needs to know.
And the Ellen DeGeneres show needs to know about
Yes.
it. too.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
Let it be
hashtag
known.
Ellen.
Let it be known.
Check out A Young Legend, Amara Legget. Get her on your show ASAP.
ASAP Rocket. Yes, this is good stuff, man. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of our young youth are not resourced.
No. Or they're scared. Or they're scared
Or
to
they're nervous,
reach
yeah.
out. We talked about a couple weeks ago. We played a TED Talk about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yes.
Good topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure you've had moments going this, you feel very uncomfortable, but you had to at some point get comfortable with it, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd probably say networking was the biggest.
Yeah.
And now I enjoy
It's a
every
breeze.
moment of it. And
Yeah.
I actually consider that something I do in my spare time.
Yeah. It's good.
Because now I know as soon as I start telling my story, people are like, how can we help? You know?
Yeah.
And I think it pushes me to be a better leader. And
Yep.
I learned so much from the information people tell me. And I've found mentors and a lot of great people. And I've met really great kids all across the country just by pitching them, which I consider networking via social media.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Oh, yeah.
and now I get to feature them, and it's an honor because when I started my blog, I was writing blog posts about an article I found about a kid. And
Okay.
now I can just message
Reach out
them
to
on
them,
social
yeah.
media and say, let's
And-
have an interview.
And I'm glad you touched on that real quick before
Yeah.
we take another break. How has social media been a assistant instead of a hinder? Because being in the education schools, we find that the internet and the social media can be very distracting to our students. It can be very mind consumed to where they lose focus of the gist of why they're in school, what they need to be doing. And also with social media being so broad and it really doesn't have any type of boundaries per se, unless the parents are in and they're making sure that those boundaries are set. How has it helped you, and how have you not allowed yourself to,
Get off track.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't have social media before this year. And I realized it's been helpful because social media in middle school was used as a platform to talk about each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
because I wasn't
Still
on
is.
social
It
media,
still is.
people didn't use that as a way to get in contact with me
Right.
and let me know how they felt about me. So when I started Instagram, that was my first social media platform, and I used it only for business. And it's been super helpful just because I've learned strategies
Yes.
that I share with others about how to get yourself out there. And I tell kids, and I was actually just on a conference call with a kid who wanted to know about, how can I promote my business? How can I promote this organization that I have 200 members in, helping kids make sure they get into higher education, but nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
And I said, leverage social media. And I've used Instagram as a way to get in contact with events, podcasts, TV shows. And sometimes it comes to me. It's
Yeah.
not something that I do, but I also use it as a way to keep other people updated on what I'm doing and start telling my story in other ways. And I also use LinkedIn.
Yes. LinkedIn's
yeah,
amazing.
that's
So
a
I
good platform.
do vlogs of my
Okay.
speaking engagements, and I post it on there. And I read an article that said, when you post work-related content, good work-related content that shows the experiences you're providing, it's going to come to you. So
Yeah.
that's another source of ways for people to book me,
Mhm.
but also reach out to me. And I was recently on a podcast that came from someone who was connected with me on LinkedIn.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I would go with that, like with LinkedIn, because I see people post stuff on Instagram and all that presents an image that's not them, or something that they're not about, or
Mhm.
something that they're trying to present, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's easy.
it
to
is.
do that. Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad you said, like, if something that, you know, you can talk about and kind of pushes your brand,
Mhm.
you know, because LinkedIn definitely is underutilized, I think,
Yeah.
business-wise. I just started tapping into it about a year ago
Yeah.
and meeting other principals in the area, superintendents, you know,
Right.
it's
resourceful. It's
Yeah.
definitely
it's the
a
business
tool.
Facebook.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
business tool.
Yeah,
Well, that's what's up, man. Everything is good. We got a lot of good information, and I'm feeling inspired myself to keep.
Right?
Yeah. Wait, what? Come on, do you hear what she's saying? Like, are you listening?
I'm just mesmerized. Like,
Yeah, man. It's like it's good stuff for one, because you know, at your age, you know, honestly, you know, that's the most inspiring thing, because I could think back to like when I was 16, and you know, I was in high school, and I'm like, I got a game for
I just got my license, man. I was like driving around
I
town
didn't get my license
acting
till I
a
was
fool.
18. Yeah,
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's good to know that, you know, you took advantage of the opportunities that were presented to you, and that, you know, you are channeling that energy into the other others, youth, even adults, because definitely I know, you know, the world, because we say what up world here, and everybody's that's watching and listening is gonna be able to take something from this interview today for sure.
So.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So we got a couple more questions, and we're gonna wrap it up here shortly, but let's go to break real quick, man. You know, dap ourselves off. It is a little hot in the studio today, and hey, Ma, you good over there? All right, good.
Holla at
All
you,
right,
Moz,
y'all.
the boys.
Yes, sir. We got action.
What up, world? This is D the Prophet,
And I'm JR the Great.
and this is Blended Views. Let's get back to it. Okay, what are your must-reads? Like, if you're stuck on an island, right, for the rest of your life, and you got 3 books that you can just read on rotation, what are those 3 books?
The Alchemist.
Okay. All right.
I tapped into that. That was a pretty good read
Okay.
for sure.
That was a good read. Think and Grow Rich.
What's that?
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
Okay.
And lastly, that's a hard one. I'd probably say The Secret.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you for
Oh,
those
yeah.
authors after the show.
Absolutely.
Because I want to post those on the Facebook site so you guys can
Yeah.
check them out.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. Who are your inspirations? So who were those two to three people that you say, without these people, I would not be where I'm at without them?
My mom is one.
Yes.
Hey, man.
She rolls with me everywhere. And she's helped me with a lot of business stuff
Yep.
that I would not know how to do otherwise.
Yep. Shout out to Janet Dolan, who's listening live. Same, couldn't do without you.
Yeah, my mom too, Maxine Williams. I love you to death, and couldn't do it without you either.
Yeah. Number 2 would probably be Malala.
Who?
Malala.
You gotta get me hip to Malala.
Yes, absolutely. She is an advocate for girls and women to have access to great education.
Ooh,
okay.
And she was actually in the news. She was shot in the head
Oh, wow.
by a terrorist organization. I think she lived in Pakistan at the time.
Yep.
And she now is safe, but
Yeah.
she is a speaker. She's a motivational speaker. She has her own book out. She has a movie as well. It's on Hulu. Great movie.
What's it called? Is it call her name or
He named me Malala.
Ah.
He named me
It's not her
Malala?
dad.
He named me Malala? Y'all check that out.
Absolutely. And to tell a little bit, her dad started teaching her education and started teaching some of the girls in the community about education.
Okay.
And she created a voice for herself when her community was telling her she does not need to be going to school.
Yeah.
And that's why they stopped her in her tracks as she was going to school.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So now she's, I think, 20, 18.
Okay.
I don't remember. Yeah. So she's really old now, not too old.
Right.
But
She's older.
she's not a teenager anymore, and she has a legacy. She has a business around that thing that was always in the news for a really long time.
Mhm.
And I'd probably say last mentor or inspiration would probably be Oprah.
Mm.
Just because it's not where she's at now. It was the experiences she dealt with when she was getting into media and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
She went through a lot, and I'd say she came out on top.
Yes.
Not
All the
only
way.
because
All the
she
way.
Get on
is
channel,
very
man.
wealthy,
Right.
but she sticks to her values.
Uh-huh.
She will walk her check to the bank.
Yeah.
She sits in on all her meetings with her financial advisors. She loves what she does, and I would say she gave away so much money, she got it back 10 times fold.
That's what's up.
Oh,
And a
for
lot
sure.
of people say that's what happens if you give so much. I mean, it
Yeah.
comes back.
Because
It
people
does.
thought she was crazy, like giving out stuff to the
No.
crowd.
No.
Like, why are you giving them
No.
cars?
No. Because she believes in what she does, and for
Yes.
her to be able to achieve and accomplish so much, it's, I feel like she feels like that's her passion, her purpose to help others and build. So that's wonderful. Those are great. We're gonna make sure we highlight those for you on our page and
Yes,
everything as well. And since we are coming to a close end here, we truly appreciate you being here for sure. It's been a pleasure. But one thing real quick,
Okay.
right now, if you were meeting someone and they were telling you, "Hey, Amara, I can't take this no more. I'm just ready to give up. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore." What advice, what words of encouragement would you give them?
So first, I would say, what do you want to give up on?
Mm-hmm.
And talk about what dreams they had before their dreams were killed, and say, let's make a plan for it. I'd get out some paper or pull out my phone, and we'd come up with a strategy, a strategic strategy. And I'd leave them with 2 assignments, probably research. But before that, look up videos of really inspirational people. I have my moments where I don't feel like working.
Yeah.
I just want to take a nap.
Right.
Put a
And-
Netflix movie on.
Yes. And I have to think that, what am I doing? So I go on YouTube. I look up like Caleb Maddox, Inspiring Vanessa, King Na. These are all young motivational speakers who travel the country and who have been doing it long before I started, and see what they're doing now and listen to what they are telling me and how they are telling me, because these are kids who I guess it's tried and true. And they've been doing it for a long time. So I would say just go home and watch some motivational videos.
That's what's up. Yeah. Well, that's good. I would definitely, give some of the similar advice, because just by you telling us your story, we know that, things are possible. You got a story, Mom got a story, Casper got a story. We all do. And it's necessary for people to encounter other people to motivate you to keep going and pushing for that.
You can learn something from everybody's story.
Definitely.
Sure.
So, D the Prophet. Is it
the
sword
time, man? It's the sword of the day.
Hey, we're gonna tell you real quick. Sword of the day came from myself and D the Prophet, where we basically combined swag and nerd together, and we came up with sword of the day. So we just want to leave you with a word, not necessarily urbanized or not necessarily.
It's not from Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, it's nothing. We find a word that fits what we're doing, or just we want to hit you with so that you can, maybe implement it in your vernacular, or just use it.
Yes.
So
what's today?
Today is
Sword. Go ahead, Amara.
Fulfillment. The definition of fulfillment is the achievement of something desired, promised, or predicted. To give my thoughts on this,
real quick,
it reminds me of Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it talks about desire. That is all through the book.
Wow.
And I can't say that I experienced fulfillment when I achieve my goals. But sometimes you got to step back and appreciate what you've done, even if it was last week or a couple months ago. So awareness of what you're doing. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough, and then I have to think about what I've done.
Hey, thank you for that.
For real.
That's it. Fulfillment. Hey, so that's the sword of the day, y'all. Fulfillment. Put it into your agenda of the week. Just try to do something to make yourself feel fulfilled.
Yes.
Some things can be challenging, but make sure that it's fulfilling at the
Fill
end
your
of the
buckets.
day.
Fulfill them.
Shoot your shot. Shoo.
So that goes to, we're going to end it out with the quote of the week. Usually JR does this, but I had one that I heard earlier in the week, and I want to apply it. Certainly we're doing it here with Blended Views. Think universally, act locally.
Think universally, act locally.
Yep. So as you go, continue your legendary career. Keep it up. Keep thinking universally. Act locally. Don't forget about the community, that helped you get here.
Absolutely.
And you're always welcome to come back.
Always. Hey, I'm gonna give a round of applause. Can we give a studio round of applause, please? Thank you. It was an honor, man. We appreciate you coming in and joining us this evening. And we've been getting a lot of feedback already. So if you don't mind, going to Blended View 614 page and just, maybe post articles or whatever the case may be, we're going to do it as well.
Okay.
And we're going to keep, helping you be as successful as you want to be. And like he said, whenever you're ready to come back and give us some more views on life, we'll be open for that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good
Thank
deal.
you.
All right.
Out.
Peace and out. We do have a guest, man, one of our local custom merchandise, apparel. Guys from Columbus will be in the studio with us, and he's going to elaborate on a little bit of the Mac Miller situation and just, how drugs and things like that in our community is kind of big and what we can do to reduce it, So
how it pairs up with mental health.
Yeah, all of that good stuff. So y'all know, keep catching us in the air. We appreciate y'all joining in, man. Much love, man. Mazda Boys here, man. Amara
Natural
Legget.
Born Tourist. We appreciate you being here this evening.
Yes, Casper James behind the scenes, man. Y'all gonna catch some good footage. And check us out to our logo.
Blended View 614. I mean, the light's shining on it because of greatness, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Hey, catch us next week, man. Every Thursday, 7:30 here. Blended View 614. We out.